to Deadscape Diaries, a place where the shadows are always deeper than they should be. Tonight's tale takes us into the crumbling remains of a once bustling shopping center, where the past is far from dead, and some customers never left. Make sure your doors are locked, your lights are low, and your eyes are sharp, because this one's about to get strange. My name's Sean Delgado, and for most of my adult life, I've been the guy who shows up after the world clocks out. Janitor, cleaner, caretaker, whatever title pays minimum wage and includes a mop. Last winter I picked up a short-term gig from a contracting company. The job? Maintaining the old Cedar Creek Mall during its final few weeks before demolition. Just keep the place clean, check for squatters, and report any unusual issues. Simple enough. They even handed me a set of keys and a two-way radio, like I was back in high school security. Cedar Creek had been dead for almost 30 years, shuttered since the late 90s after a string of bankruptcies and bad PR. The place had that aura, like it remembered being loved, but resented what it had become. Most of the stores were hollow shells, display glass coated in dust, mannequins stripped bare or toppled over. The only noise was the hum of the emergency lighting and the occasional groan of the old HVAC pipes. But the food court? That's where things got weird. The first night, just after midnight, I saw lights flicker on over the food court's main floor. Fluorescence that shouldn't have had power. I figured maybe the electrical system was bugging out. But when I walked down there, I swore I heard something. Not rats or wind, but trays clinking, quiet conversations, laughter. I chalked it up to long hours and bad vending machine coffee. Then the mannequins started changing. They were always scattered around the store, posed awkwardly, missing limbs, half-dressed in decayed 90s fashion. But every night, at least one or two had moved. I'd find them in different stores than they were the day before, wearing new clothes, sometimes standing in full poses, like they were mid-conversation. At first, I thought someone was messing with me, so I checked the old security booth on a whim. Shockingly, the CCTV system still worked, or half of it anyway. Most cameras showed static, but a few had clear black and white feeds from the mall's interior. That's when I saw them, people walking the halls, not security guards, not vagrants, shoppers. Some carried bags, others pushed strollers, and they weren't modern. They were dressed straight out of a J.C. Penney catalog from 1996. Denim jackets, flannel shirts, permed hair. One woman stopped to look into the camera. Her face filled the screen, and I recognized her. Not from real life, but from an old missing persons flyer I remembered seeing back when I was a kid. Her name was Tania Marks, vanished from Cedar Creek in 1997 after telling her friends she was going to the mall for a Christmas sale. I started digging. I scoured old internet forums and digital archives. Turns out, Cedar Creek had a history. Not just bad management, but people disappearing. Mostly teens and young adults, security guards, employees, shoppers. No bodies ever found. I reported the security footage to the contracting company. They laughed. Old tapes, glitching, happens all the time. So I checked the system logs, and here's the thing. The footage wasn't archived. It was live. That night, I stayed late. Posted up in the security booth with a flashlight and a crowbar. At 12:04 a.m., the lights over the food court lit up again. The camera feed flickered, and the shoppers returned. One by one, mannequins in the food court stood up, moved. They didn't walk like people. Their limbs twitched in sudden jerks, like frames skipping in a bad VHS tape. One of them turned towards the camera and tilted its head. I slammed the monitor off. Suddenly, I wasn't alone. I heard footsteps in the hallway, heavy plastic steps. I locked the booth door, heart racing. Through the wire mesh window, I saw 3 mannequins standing at the end of the corridor, all dressed like food court workers. One had a name tag that said, "Hello, my name is Steven." They didn't move, but I blinked, and they were closer. I blinked again, right outside the booth door. I grabbed the radio and screamed for help. No answer, just static. So I did the only thing I could. I ran, out the emergency exit, down the snowy access road, didn't even look back. By the time I got back to town, my phone had a dozen missed calls from a number that traced back to the mall's old customer service desk. The police went out there the next day, found the booth door torn open, no mannequins in sight. The demolition company chalked up my experience to stress. I quit that same week, but sometimes I still watch the news, and sometimes I see faces in the missing persons segment that look oddly familiar. Familiar like they'd be right at home in a half-lit food court, or staring out from behind smeared glass, or captured in grainy security footage that no one ever archived. So next time you walk past a shuttered building, remember, some places don't forget, and some customers never leave. Thanks for tuning into Deadscape Diaries. If this story creeped into your bones, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Have you ever experienced something strange in a place that should have been empty? Until next time, keep the lights low and your eyes open. Good night.